I want to tell you about a woman I knew. Not famous, not in any book, but the strongest woman I ever met. She lived in East London. She made the best chai I ever tasted. And she carried a secret for 17 years that would have broken most people. Her name was Kamla. She came from Gujarat. She arrived in London in 1981. What happened to her happens more than anyone admits. But what she did after, that is what I want you to hear. Because some women carry their pain quietly and let their life be the only answer. Kamla was one of those women.
Kamla is born in 1962 in a small village in Gujarat. Her father is a tailor. Her mother tends the house and the children. They are not wealthy, but they are warm. From the age of 7, Kamla sits beside her father at his sewing machine, watching his hands move across the fabric. He teaches her every stitch. He says to her, "Kamla, whatever happens in life, a woman who can sew will never starve." She does not know yet how true those words will become. In 1981, Kamla is 19 years old when her family arranges her marriage to Rajesh. He is 26. He has already been in London for 3 years, working in his uncle's import business. He comes back to Gujarat to find a wife. He is charming. He is confident. He brings gifts for everyone in the family. Kamla's mother says, "This man will look after you." Kamla smiles and believes it completely. 6 weeks later, she is on a plane to London. It is the first time she has ever left her village. For 17 years, Kamla holds everything together. She works double shifts at a textile factory in East London. She raises 2 daughters almost entirely alone. Because Raj is always traveling, she saves money carefully. She sends money back to Gujarat every month for her parents. She tends her small garden every Sunday. She never complains. She trusts that this is just how it is. That Raj is building something for their future. That the sacrifice is temporary. She does not know that while she works nights, he is building another life entirely, in a city 45 minutes away. In 1998, Kamla's eldest daughter, Priya, is 22 and getting married. Kamla saves for 2 years for this wedding. She designs and sews Priya's lehenga herself. Every bead, every piece of embroidery. Her own hands. She books the hall. She sends invitations to over 200 guests. This is the moment she has worked for. Everything she sacrificed was for this. She tells Priya, "This is the happiest day of my life." The wedding is tomorrow. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the day before the wedding. Kamla is in the kitchen when she hears the knock. She opens the door. A woman is standing there, elegantly dressed, good jewelry, composed. Beside her is a boy. He is about 7 years old. He has Raj's eyes. The woman looks at Kamla steadily and says, "I think it is time we met. My name is Sunita. I am Raj's wife. We have been married for 9 years. This is his son, Arjun." Kamla does not speak. She does not move. She stands completely still in the doorway. The world has just ended, and she is still standing in it.
I want to stop here because I need you to understand what happened inside that house in the next 6 hours. Kamla did not call anyone. She did not scream. She sat alone in her kitchen for 6 hours. Then she called her daughter Priya and she said, "The wedding is still happening tomorrow. Every guest will be there." Some women cry in public, some women break. She chose something much harder. She chose to protect her daughter's wedding day.
That night, Kamla does 4 things. She calls her daughter and tells her the truth. She calls her brother in Gujarat, who flies in on the first morning flight. She goes to her wardrobe and takes out the most beautiful sari she owns. A deep burgundy silk with gold embroidery that she has never worn. She bought it 3 years ago for this occasion. She hangs it on the wardrobe door. And then she sits at her sewing machine. Not to sew anything, just to sit there, in the place where she always felt most herself. And she decides. The next day, Kamla gets dressed. The burgundy sari, the gold jewelry, her hair pinned perfectly. She looks at herself in the mirror for a long time. Then she goes to her daughter's room and helps Priya into the lehenga she made with her own hands. 200 guests arrive. They ask where Raj is. They are told he could not make it. Nobody knows yet. The music starts. The doors open. And Kamla walks her daughter down the aisle. Alone. In the most beautiful sari anyone in that room has ever seen. Head completely high, shoulders back, not one tear. Within 3 days, the community knows everything. Someone spoke. Someone always speaks. The women who had been at the wedding begin talking. They compare stories. They remember the absences, the excuses, the business trips. They begin to understand how long it has been happening. The men who did business with Raj begin to look at him differently. In a tight community like this, reputation is not just personal. It is financial. It is everything. She did not have to do a single thing. Kamla takes the house in the divorce. It is the only financial fight she picks. And she wins it. She teaches herself basic bookkeeping from a library book. She converts her front room into an alterations and tailoring shop. She puts a small handwritten sign in the window. Within 3 months, she has more work than she can handle. The Gujarati women of East London bring her their wedding clothes, their saris, their children's school uniforms. Within 2 years, she hires 1 assistant, then 2. She puts her younger daughter through a business degree. Her elder daughter, Priya, is already a nurse. Kamla works every day. She builds quietly, without drama, without bitterness. Kamla dies in the winter of 2023. She is 91 years old. She has been in her house until the final month. Her daughters were with her every day at the end. 300 people come to the funeral. The community hall where Priya's wedding was held is the same community hall where Kamla's funeral reception takes place. Priya gives a speech. She says, "My mother never told this story herself. She said, 'Some things you carry quietly, and let your life be the answer.' She carried hers for 45 years. And her life was the most complete answer I have ever seen.
I have thought about Kamla many times over the years, about what she chose to do the night before that wedding. Silence is not weakness. Silence is the most powerful response when you know your life will say everything that needs to be said. Kamla never asked anyone to feel sorry for her. She never looked for sympathy. She just built. Every single day she built. On the day she left this world, 300 people stood in a hall. Not because of what was done to her, because of what she did after. Nobody told her story while she was alive. She did not want them to. So I am telling it now.